Good evening, everyone. My name is Kiana, and we'll call the meeting to order at 6:35 p.m. I want to thank everyone for joining us tonight, and I'm going to pull up the agenda for February. Today is February 7th. We'll have our meeting from 6:30 until 8. I am your chair of the Dixie Hills Community Civic Club, and we have Tim as our vice president, who's won't be in attendance tonight. Jess is our secretary. She had death in her family. Her brother passed, so we'll keep her lifted in prayer. Ms. Ferguson is our treasurer. Derek is our financial secretary, and Dr. Brown is our historian. And at this time, Ben, our communications chair, will read over give us our Zoom house rules.
Good evening, everybody. Just wanted to let everybody know about the Zoom rules. Please stay muted unless you're asking a question or being recognized by the chair to make a presentation. This will cut down on background noise and allow us to hear everybody clearly. Also, please remember to be respectful. We are a neighborhood association, so there might be different opinions on different issues we address. But please remember, we're all neighbors and we need to be very respectful. Other than that, if you're dialed in, if you want to raise your hand to be acknowledged, you can hit *9, and that'll see that you want to be recognized. Or if Kiana asks, if anybody has questions, feel free to speak up. Thank you, and let's have a great meeting.
Thank you, Ben. And if you put anything in the chat, Derek will notify us. He's going to monitor the chat for us tonight. Thank you. And next, we'll have a moment of silence, just for all of, I guess, the killings and shootings and everything that's going on in our neighborhood and the city at large. And also a special prayer for Mr. Blossingame. He's a longtime standing member of the community and this civic club. He's been ill. Haven't gotten a recent update on him, but we did send him a flyer on behalf of the civic club. So keep him lifted in prayer. But at this time, we'll have our moment of silence. Thank you. And here's the agenda. I'll kind of scroll up and down. The approval of the agenda of our minutes from November, December, and January. Our Zone 1 commander, any elected officials, and then we'll do unfinished business, new business, committee updates and announcements, our regular announcements, the finance committee, and then our meeting will adjourn. So if I could get a motion for to approve our agenda for today as printed.
Ben Norman makes a motion to approve the agenda as presented.
Sutton, I second the motion.
Okay, the motion has been stated, approved, and seconded. All in favor, you can either say aye or raise your virtual hand.
Aye.
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 Anyone opposed?
Aye.
Any abstentions? So our motion will carry. Thank you. Now we'll have the approval of, we'll start with the November minutes 1st. All right. Our November minutes, they're kind of long and detailed, so I'll just go kind of slow. And I'll give a copy once hopefully we can have our meeting at the church and back face to face or either hybrid in March. So you'll get copies of these, minutes at that time. All right, those are our November minutes. And Derek, were you able to produce the December minutes?
Oh, hi. I apologize. I thought they were already in. But if not, I will follow up when they get them in by next meeting. I thought they were already on there.
Okay, thank you. So now we'll do the January minutes. Where are they? January. Okay, here they are. Start at the top. Just did a new little format. It's kind of cute. I like it. So I'll scroll down slowly. And like I said, I'll have copies for everybody at the next meeting in March. Okay. If I could get a motion to approve the November 2021 minutes and the January 2022 minutes, please.
Ben Norman makes a motion to accept the November 2021 minutes and January 2022 minutes as presented.
Thank you, Ben. Can someone second?
Antoinette Sutton, I second the motion.
All right, the motion has been presented first and seconded. Is there anyone opposed? I'm sorry, all in favor? You can raise your
Aye.
virtual hand or say aye.
Aye. Aye.
Aye.
Okay. Anyone opposed? Are there any abstentions? Okay, motion carries. Thank you very much. Is our Zone 1 Commander, Major Mormon, present tonight? Zone 1 Commander? No. Any elected officials? We'll start with our own District 3 rep, Mr. Byron Amos. I'm sorry, Nick Clark, is your hand raised because you have a question or did you just make a mistake and leave it raised? Okay. Ms. Keisha Waits, posted large. Matt Westmoreland, posted large. Michael Bond, posted large. Ms. Maynard, our House Rep, 56. Ms. Tate, our Senate Rep, 39. Anyone from Natalie Hall's office, our Fulton County Commissioner, and our Atlanta Public School Rep, Ms. Baldwin. Are any elected officials present at this time? Okay. Moving right along. Our unfinished business, as far as the nonprofit is concerned, we paid the deposit. Mr. Sterling is working on it, so he should be back with us, I guess, really soon. He last spoke with Derek. Can you make a small report on this?
Yes, hi. We're going to, he did send over an email, which we're reviewing. I would get with the executive board to see, we could, most of this, we address this in our existing paperwork. We may have to bring something else to the body. I don't know yet. I didn't have a chance to really totally review it with the executive board to see if there's anything that's too extravagant, I guess, as far as corrections or updates to his paperwork on his side that we need to match on our side. So that's the only thing. And then once we do that, we can keep moving forward.
Okay, thank you very much. And as far as the speed bumps are concerned, we're still advocating for speed bumps on Tiger Flowers Drive because they have been approved. The speed test has been completed, and we're still waiting on them to be funded. And if I need your support with moving further with this, just something as simple as getting speed bumps, I will definitely let you guys know. As far as the development at 251 Anderson, which is a Presswick development, Derek, do you want to comment on that also?
Yes, all right. So far on that, we don't have any updates on the community requests that we put in 2 months ago. Right now, they have not come to either the community or the NPU. So, I just talked to the NPU chair today. She hadn't had anything, well, at least at this point, she was checking the data to see if anything's come in for the request because it would go to the NPU first. So we have not had any word from them yet.
Thank you. The next thing is the Verbena Apartments, the demolition. Still working on trying to find out which particular not necessarily the court system, but which particular judge is actually handling the injunction so that we can find out, like, okay, when are you going to move forward, or what are the next steps in getting the apartments demolished, because right now it's just still in a deplorable, unsafe condition at this time. So we are working on it. As far as the police living in our neighborhood, I've reached out to the Atlanta Police Foundation, and I'm waiting on a response from them. We engaged, last year, and I was told that it's an extensive process. So this was around last, I think, maybe June or July. I engaged with the Police Foundation. So it's been, several months now. So I'm checking back in with them to see where they are in the process. And we're currently in the process of drafting a letter to the president of Clark Atlanta University to have them to clean up the property on, I can't think of the name of the streets now. Is it Adeline, Oakmont, and Derek, can you give us the coordinates, please? I'll explain it, but I don't know what area it covers. Derek.
Yes, hi. It covers basically it's the Chief Aiken Estate. So it's pretty much basically the entirety of it. It's the border of it, of course, is fronted on Boone, and then it comes to the rear down Adeline, and behind the house is there on Oakmont all the way down to I forget the name of that street too, but oh goodness, the other side where Tiger Flowers kind of jumps, but I can't think of the name of that street. And then it wraps all the way back over to the Boone. So we're trying to get that. There's a tributary there along with the overgrowth that's coming onto the streets. And so we're trying to get them to cut that back and to clean out the tributary because it's private property.
Right. Thank you. We had engaged previously with the city, and then we were notified, of course, the property belongs to Clark Atlanta University. So we're going to engage with them to clean up their property. Because if you ride throughout the city and look at other tributaries off of like Howell Mill or oh, I had a brain fart. Wherever we were yesterday, I mean, it's like really, even over in Westview, it's like really like cleaned off. It looks good. So we're going to demand that they come and clean up their property. Um, the next thing is the street toppers and the name change. I don't know where we are with that, but these were things that were on our agenda last year. So the I guess it would make sense to get street toppers if we're trying to do a name change. So once we figure out where we are with that, we can move forward. And as far as the park petition, we're still trying to get signatures so that we can regain our park back and get our mural erected and have access, to our gym. So that's what we are. And the city, Mayor Dickens is in the process of, I guess, doing a hiring process for a new park commissioner. So, rather than trying to, go back and rehash this with Commissioner Dargle, we'll just let him, kind of transition out and wait until the new park commissioner comes on board. And we're going to move forward with letting them know where we are with wanting to do our mural. I want to get access back to our gym, et cetera, et cetera. At least living in, okay, I have that on there twice. I'm sorry. Just strike a line through that. And it's cameras and tag readers. So this is a big one right here. We were approved at some point with, I can't remember exactly when it was, but with the previous administration, Councilman Brown's administration about 2 years ago for cameras. So they had 10 cameras scattered throughout the neighborhood. So as you can see, we still don't have those cameras or tag readers. And quite frankly, I don't know how any of you all feel, but I'm just tired of asking. I'm tired of it, expecting. So we're going to, in the process, I guess, with the NPU, because quote unquote, the NPUs are the only ones that are recognized, to team up with the NPU to get a meeting with the mayor to figure out, hey, when are we going to get these approved tag readers and cameras? The answer of, not having any money or funding wasn't left over. I think it's just kind of like time out for all. We've been going through this cycle for the past 2 years now, and nothing's being done. So that's where we are with that. And now is a very good time because it wasn't the city's cameras that caught these particular people like shooting at each other on Anderson Avenue. It was the cameras that the stores had. And feel free to, chime in. I can't see if anybody's hand is raised. Oh, okay. Derek, you can say.
Hi, good evening. Yeah, those basically a lot of the things that are happening. If we were getting the proper response, it probably wouldn't have happened in the first place. Right now, I think people are taking advantage of the lack of enforcement and lack of investment into the community. I would like to add too that a lot of our elected officials and members of their teams like to bring up Dixie Hills as I don't know if it's a stepping stone or a connection point, but whatever it may be, we need to demand, it's really kind of frustrating because they look at, I don't know, some kind of legitimacy or whatever, and it's like, but you're not investing in this community. So we're going to have to be aggressive about what we want, and we got to fit, and I mean, to the point of marching on City Hall, to the point of, and I think this is the first really effective thing we could do is not only just for cameras and tag readers, but even for our speed bumps. I'm actually was researching today when that was voted in, but we need to really, there every 2 weeks there's city council meetings, and we need to really, along with Penelope neighbors, because they really are connected to us as far as more proximity and in history. We really need at least 10 to 15 people to call on those the city line, basically with one, probably need to narrow it down to one topic. It could be cameras right now, and just keep hammering it down till they really make that happen. So, and that's just, we can get to that later, but we got to find some effective ways to get the engagement, forget the engagement, get it done. And so, anyway, we can move forward into that later. So it is frustrating because we have to do it together. We're going to have to do it together.
No, I think now would be a good time for us to, if we don't have your email, please drop your email in the chat, so that I could just email you the, like, basically like what we're gonna say. It could be 3 to 4 sentences, and you just call in, state your name, what neighborhood you're from, and we're calling in to demand our cameras and tag readers. That's it. We could get 5, 6. It doesn't even have to be 10. It can be 10 is good, but call in on these recorded lines. I can't think of the name of, what's the name of it? What's the official name? Y'all help me out.
Sorry, the city council.
Public comments.
Public comments.
Yeah, the public comments. Trust me, they don't want anybody calling in. The last time we did some public comments, it was Derek Ben and I. The council was, not very pleased. So we collectively, as a neighborhood, are gonna have to start calling in and demanding certain things that we want. And it doesn't need to be like 10 issues, 10 things at one time, but I personally think we should start with it's a good time now to start with the cameras and tag readers, and I'll give you the dates and time that they meet and the number, and even type out like what we should say. We could get 10 people to do that. I think that will be a good start in the right direction. So if I don't have your email address, then please, please, please leave it in the chat. As far as the name of the park at Westlake and Boone, we can go. We can skip over that. That's not a priority right now. But the cameras and tag readers are. So please, 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 please. New business. We want to set a date for a community cleanup, because we have some other neighborhoods that want to support us. We're going to get the councilman to support us, DPW to support us, and any of the outside agencies. Right now we have Home Park. No, not Home Park. We have House Station that wants to partner up with us to assist with our community cleanup. So are there any dates right now? And feel free to chime in. Should we look towards March or April? Is anybody there?
Yeah, this is Ben. I would say April would give us more time to get it publicized, and especially if we're going to be trying to communicate and pull in other partners.
Okay, for planning
it'll
time.
also be more spring-like. Hopefully by then, be warmer.
Okay. So is anyone opposed to a date in April 2022 for our first major cleanup in a while?
I agree with Ben. This is Zakia. I agree with Ben that April will give us more time to publicize. The only thing we do want to be mindful of is by April, greenery will start coming back. And so it actually, for those who've done litter pickups and stuff like that, sometimes when the greenery is present, it's harder to get litter and stuff like that out of some of the areas next to the sidewalks and roads. So like if you have trash that's been thrown on the side, right
Mhm.
now it's mostly just twigs and like dead leaves, whereas by the time April comes, you'll have more like growth and bushes and stuff like that coming back. So just something for us to be mindful about.
Okay. Thank you, Miss Zacchaeus. I know you all. Yeah, let's just be mindful of that, please. Can we make sure that everybody is on mute? I hear some feedback. Thank you. So now we'll have a do our committee presentations. Do any committee chairs have any reports at this time? And they are Communications Chair, Benjamin Norman.
Hi, everyone. Just wanted to let you know, hopefully you've seen some of the new signs for the Civic Club that are up in the neighborhood. It looks like the green that I have in my background. So we're trying to increase the presence to make sure everyone is connected. And the website has some wonderful resources. Please, for those that haven't visited in a while, just keep an eye on the website. Please give me feedback on items that we can add. Jess started helping me this year with the website, so we're going to try to dedicate more time and energy just to keep pushing resources out to the community at large through our website. So thank you. Anybody interested in helping with the communications, just feel free to contact me, Ben at studiodriven.com. Thank you.
Thanks, Ben. Like I said, Jess had death in her family, so she's not here. And she's a strategic planning committee chair, so we can get an update from her next month. Is Goldie on the call? Goldie has some very, very, very exciting news. I hope that she's here. Miss Goldie, she's not. Goldie, are you here? Okay, she's not. I'll do her report. Our community garden is moving right along. So right now we're trying to nail down some type of, I guess, legal document with us and APS, because what they're doing is allowing us to lease land from them, for a small fee to do our community garden. So that's a good thing. And Goldie's really the chair, and she's already like collected I think close to $600 in coupons from the Home Depot that we can utilize. So that's a good thing. And she's already reached out to other partners such as Hands on Atlanta, Home Depot, Lowe's, and a few others she named. But I'll let her give the report next month also. But the community garden is coming along really good, and we're doing it in conjunction with Penelope Neighbors, so we can, have more support. And Carl and Virgil actually live in Penelope Neighbors, but they've lended their skills and expertise to assist us in with the design and any type of like benches or picnic tables and stuff like that. Because Virgil is the artist and Carl is the I don't know the correct name, I guess the builder, for lack of better words. So, but yeah, we're very excited about this, and it'll be located on. Derek, can you give me the school's address? I think it's 20. Is it 120 Tiger Flowers?
I think it's 1020, but hold on, I didn't.
It's like 1020 Tiger Flowers or 2010. Either way, if you're facing the school, say you're standing right in front of Anderson Park Elementary School, the closed down school on Tiger Flowers, the community garden will be to the left of, the school. It's about a half an acre of land that they've agreed to allow us to form a, community garden on. So
2056
2056.
school
Okay.
address, but yeah, but it'll be those roughly the space right facing the school on the left, right?
Right. So kudos to Goldie for that. And there's a food giveaway on this Saturday at our park. Historic Hills has partnered with Commissioner Hall's office, and they're going to give away PPE supplies and food boxes. So please be in attendance. And Derek, you want to send that out to everybody? The
Yeah,
flight. Okay.
I can email everybody's putting it in on the chat, and then Ben, if you have a chance, could you put it on the website? I know he did share it on Facebook.
Yes, yeah.
Okay. And Trees Atlanta will be in our neighborhood on March 26th from 9 until 12. And they'll be planting trees in the park. Okay. So it's already been approved. They've already gone through the arborist and all of the legalities. And no, they weren't, selected by me or anyone from the committee. They're the tree experts. So they knew basically like what type of trees they wanted, which trees would grow where, and making sure that, the trees wouldn't grow in, I guess, the sight lines, etc. Because I had my grand little pretty scheme of how I want it, and they were like, no, Keon, you can't do that. But anyway, yeah, so that's something good. We're going to volunteer with them on March 26th from 9 until 12 p.m.
Is
Kudos
that
to
people in the neighborhood only, or can we have friends and folks that we know join us for that?
any and everybody, as long as I don't know if I forwarded you the waiver or not, they have to fill the waiver out. So yeah, the
Great.
more the
Thank
merrier. Thank you. Thank you. Kudos to Tim. He's not here tonight. He had another engagement, but he's been working like really, really hard on helping us get as many points as we can. If we end up with 104 points, I think we'll be officially, I think I'm saying this right, our official logo or name and signs for a neighborhood watch. So a lot of the activities, they're broken down into like 4 different categories, A, B, C, and D. And a lot of things we were already doing or in the process of doing. We had pictures and proof. So we are gaining a lot of points. How many, I don't know. He'll have a report for us next week, but we are gaining a lot of momentum. So kudos to Tim for Neighborhood Watch and Goldie for the community garden. Derek, you want to talk about the stray dogs?
Yeah, so we've been engaged. As y'all know, we have ordinances written by the city of Atlanta for unleashed dogs or dangerous dogs and other animals. But Fulton County Animal Control is the responsible governing organization that picks dogs up or takes care of the problem. So we have a long-term problem house in Aurora, and we did report, been in contact with Fulton County as far as getting that taken care of. I'm a little frustrated by the process since this has been ongoing for 4 years, but we're trying to, along with Commissioner Hall's office, they've been working on trying to get a resolution, because my feeling is that they should have given them a citation a long time ago. And some consequences should be definitely, involved, that would involve finding or otherwise that would get their attention. So we're supposed to be back in touch with them. He hasn't. It's been about a week since I contacted him, so I was going to call him this week anyway and email and see what those next action steps and plans are. But again, if this is another issue, hey, we do have some children in the neighborhood. We have some more seasoned neighbors that or for various reasons, may not be able to run or move as fast, and that shouldn't be a danger anyway. So, you know, if you could, I always say the more voices in these kind of fights, the better. Let me know, and definitely get in touch with Commissioner Hall's office, as well as directly with the Fulton County Animal Control. Let them know, as well as the county manager of Fulton County did come by to the location, took pictures. So their indication was that they're putting together an action plan. Although I have not seen it yet in a week, I would like to know what that is. And I did invite them to this meeting to discuss it. But in the meantime, as we move forward, let's, you know, if you want more information about this particular issue, just let me know, and I'll get you those emails and forward it to you, so you can put your additional comments in and urgency to the powers that be.
All right, thank you. Next, we have kudos to Marcellus and Jess, because we have two newly installed trash cans. One is at Boone and Anderson near the bus stop, and the other one is Boone and Swanee, I believe. I don't know if it was 2 or 3, but I know for sure those two. So yay, kudos to you all. And if you can keep pushing to get us more trash cans, please do. Thank you, thank you, thank you. The abandoned vehicles, has anybody, raise your hand if you've noticed kind of a difference with the abandoned vehicles being just like stored on the street, or have you paid any attention to it? Okay, a couple of people. All right. Maybe they're not in you know, your part of town, but we had a lot of them over here. So the major's been going around, and like he said, he didn't want to penalize anybody for just being down, or you know, they don't have a job, or you know, they lost their job during COVID, so I don't have a tag, blah blah blah. Okay, fine. But the cars they have and vehicles that have been there since, like, you can tell they've been there since like the 80s, you know, or at least the 90s. Those are the cars that the wrecked vehicles and stuff like that he's moving, because it's very unsafe. You know, I know driving, you would have to stop behind abandoned vehicles, let the oncoming traffic speed by, and then proceed, you know, with caution. So we don't have to do that anymore. So shout out to Major Mormon. And also, like I've said before, we're going to wait until our new park commissioner, I guess, is hired and sworn in, and we'll take our park issues to that particular commissioner. Last but not least, the finance committee, which Miss Zakia, hopefully, she's still going to head that committee for us. But Jess purchased a flower, which was, you know, under $100. So she's able to be reimbursed per the bylaws if it's under $100 for Mr. Blossomgame on behalf of the Civic Club. So once she gives me her receipt and the proper paperwork, then she'll be able to get her funding back. And also, you can start basically paying your dues. We have a safe and secure website on the website now, right, Ben? Through
Yes, there's a donate button under the membership tab for going to PayPal and making a donation, or to pay your membership dues.
All right. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Now, are there any questions or comments at this time? Oh, and I'm sorry, I didn't finish all the committees too. Goldie's not here, so I did hers. Tim is not here, I did his. Any comments from the film committee, Derek?
No updates for this month, so hopefully we get some requests soon as the weather changes.
Okay, good. So any questions or comments? Did everybody put their information in the chat so that I can email you? We need to start making public comments as a unit on different issues. And also, we have a court date for Derek, I'll let you talk about that particular court date. February 15th.
Yeah, I don't have the address in front of me though. I know we can talk about it, but
I think it's 1953, Tiger Flowers Drive. There's a
it has to be 4 because it's even.
oh, okay,
Madam,
54.
Madam Chairman, that's 1954.
Oh, okay, I'm sorry. 1954 Tiger Flowers Drive. It's a big trailer, a container, a rail yard container that's in this particular yard is out of compliance, going against all the codes and ordinances of the city. So we kept working and working and working until we have a court date on February the 15th now. And I don't know what the address of the court or date and time. Derek, go ahead.
yeah, there's an additional issue. What it is that the railroad container, because of storage, is actually because he did eventually get a permit as approved. But now what he did was put a trailer full of garbage and in front of the house. It's just sitting there open, and that is against the ordinance as well. So he actually, even though he has a permit, the container can stay there. It's a long story because the container was there almost a year before the permit, and they never gave him a citation. But now he got the permit, so the container is actually okay within a year from the permit. However, he has household trash, like old furniture, just trash sitting in an open trailer, and so now he has another violation. That's what we're gonna go to. Basically, he's a bad neighbor, just awful neighbor.
So drop your information in the chat if you want to be a part of that. The more the merrier. And I see some new faces that I hadn't seen before. And thank you for coming out. We welcome you to the Civic Club. We're family, we support each other. We're here for one another. So
yes, I'm happy to be here. I just wanted to say I'm Nick Clark, just moved in on
Okay.
Tiger Flowers, which seems to be the epicenter of everything.
Oh yeah.
Back in October. Yes. I hope I didn't bring all this activity into the neighborhood, but
nah. You didn't bring it. But yeah, we're glad to have you. So glad that you're here, and we're excited. And please sign up for go to the website. You can peruse it and look at look towards joining any committees that, like I said, we have a communications committee, strategic planning, community garden, public safety, finance, and film. So if you email me or email the info at DixieHillsAtlanta.com, I could just kind of update you on things that are going on. And we post our meetings online, our minutes, and our agendas. Right, Ben? Are we doing that? Okay. So if you ever miss anything, it's always there.
Thank you.
You're welcome. So is there any other questions or comments? And please attend the NPU meeting. It's February 22nd from 7 until 9 via Zoom. And next month, we'll try to have a hybrid meeting if we're approved by the church. You can still attend online, but we would at least have like twice the amount of members if if we were meeting face to face still. The Omicron variant like broke out, so we kind of shut down not really shut down, but we shut down our face to face meetings for January and February, and I think we'll be okay to start back meeting at the church in March, but we'll still do it. We'll still have our Zoom connection too. We're doing a hybrid meeting. So any other questions or comments or anything else anybody want to chime in on?
Hey Ben, could you allow me to share right quick?
Yes, let me get presenter rights. Okay, go ahead.
I do want to, now I'll send this to everybody's email too, but on Saturday, I just want to remind everybody we are from 10 to 12:30. We'll be with Commissioner Hall's office. And you know, anybody that you know that could use any of these items, that will have food, that will have personal items. I heard Bumba socks was one of some of the personal items. So you know about those nice seamless socks that for everyone they sell, they send one to a homeless shelter. But these were a special shipment to our commissioner. But in any event, anything that any person you know, pick up on their behalf. I mean, if you know someone who's sick or shut in, or just kind of reluctant to get out right now, come pick up something for them, and take it to them. It's giving away. So, please do that. Please participate in some form of fashion, as far as just participating in picking up an item. And I think that was it for me. I did want to mention that I thought I wrote it down, but I must have forgot. Being an event, NPU meeting at the end of the month, I want to emphasize that as well. NPUs are the system by which the city recognizes primarily zoning issues and other resolutions that come before the community. But it's very important to participate, as it allows a lot of things we talk about here is finalized at the NPU level. So those votes, participating, showing up at least 3 meetings a year allows us to vote in NPU. And when there's an item that we may need to prioritize, we would like to be participating in our own process. And so it's very important that we participate in those NPU meetings, so that if we have something that's either positive, negative, it doesn't matter about the good or the bad. It matters that we're able to participate and put our voices to be heard. And so, on that note, I will shut up and get off.
All right. Thank you so much. Any comments by anyone else? Is anyone else willing to serve on any of the committees? Our work is done in the committees. We need people to work.
Which committees have the greatest need?
They all do. No, let's see, seriously. Probably right now. So what area would you like to serve in? What's your sweet spot or area of interest? Because we like people to serve where they'll, have a good time. They're working, but it's fun at the same time. We want to just stick you in any committee.
Yeah, I'm pretty versatile, but I'll look over the committees and I will email you at the info email address and let you know.
Okay.
Which one will be best.
Where's my sheet of paper?
And we have someone named Camille who's on here. I believe Camille wants to work on the community garden committee.
Okay.
But
Camille, is your information in the chat?
Yes, it is.
It is. Okay, I'll write that down and I'll have Goldie reach out to you.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
But the email address is Zipporah C. Thompson. It's not, Camille's not in the name.
Okay.
Of the email.
Hold on. Derek, your hand is up.
Yeah, I just remember Tim, we discussed the neighborhood watch. I didn't know if he was here tonight. I know he had to work late.
Derek, where you been? We discussed it. I gave Tim kudos for.
I know you gave him kudos, but did we discuss kind of where the process was?
We did.
Oh,
The neighborhood watch is broken down into basically 4 categories. So Tim emailed me a list. You can't see it, but it's a list of categories. And we were both going through trying to check off everything that we either had pictures of or documentation of, because we need at least, I think he said 105 points to become an official neighborhood watch again. And he also said that we would be pretty close because we had evidence of a lot of things that, you know, that they needed from the list. So, but exactly what they were, I don't know. He's compiling it now. I sent him a lot of like pictures and flyers and stuff like that. But he's actually getting with the with APD, and they're kind of hashing out like how many points we'll get for what and how many points we'll end up with totally. But we need 105 points, and Tim said that he was pretty sure that we would have 105 points, so that we'll get, and what we get after that, I don't know. I don't want to just throw something in the air. I would rather for him to give more detail. But we are moving along, and we are in a good place now with our neighborhood watch program. So any questions about the neighborhood watch? All right, this was easy. I like this meeting. Derek, your hand is raised again for the 5th time.
The alarm connections to Ring or other home camera.
Oh yeah, I forwarded that to everybody. Can you pull it up for me? The Major Mormon sent an email out, and I forwarded to as many people as I could think about. If you have a Ring system, then you can go to ATL. I think it's atlconnect.gov and connect your Ring system with some aspect of the, I guess, the police system, right? Am I explaining that the right way? And I don't know if it's monitored or if something happens, they can go back and like capture information, but I'll forward the email.
Yeah, the web address is connectatlanta.org.
Okay,
I
connect that link.
spelled it out.
That's it. Thank you, because I did forget about that. And if I didn't send it to you, I will. If your email is in the chat, I'll forward that flyer to you. I'll just forward the whole entire email to you, and it's no cost. You can register with your home surveillance system or your doorbell, and it'll help investigators, I guess, get footage when incidents occur. And also businesses it's for businesses and residents. So you can join by going to www.connectatlanta.org.
I'm sorry, y'all. You
Huh?
have to have a Ring camera system?
But it doesn't have to be just Ring.
Okay, okay,
It's if we do home doorbell or home surveillance system. So
okay.
Okay, I think I
got-
said Ring. I'm sorry. Yeah,
I think I said it too. My bad.
I have a lot of footage for y'all. We got like 5 cameras, so, we pick up everything.
Oh, okay, good. Yeah,
Maybe we can tell the city how easy it is to use them and install them everywhere else.
right. Oh, and one last thing. We're trying to get a contact. If anybody has a contact with Georgia Power, they're supposed to do a community like ride along or walk along with us throughout Dixie Hills, and any Georgia Power funded lights that are, I guess, inoperable, not working or broken, or lights out. They're supposed to repair them. So I'm looking for it's been
Got
kind of
you.
hard. Go ahead.
Sorry to
Zakia.
interrupt. Just Marcellus and I have multiple contacts. So just, I don't know. I think if you email him or but we've
Okay.
got multiple contacts.
Contacts. Thank you.
Yeah, even in their community development and economic development departments.
Okay, that's exactly what I need. Georgia Power, email Zakia or Marcellus. Thank you. See, we're connected over here in Dixie Hills. So anything else anybody want to share, like at the end of Georgia game, they always say, "What are your winners and losers?" Anybody want to share share anything?
Marcellus mentioned he couldn't be on the call because he's headed to coach, but
Hmm.
he mentioned something about the cleanups, just that Mr. Blasting just hasn't been able to go through and pick up at his normal rate. For those who are new in the neighborhood, we have a neighbor, Mr. Blasting, who just has faithfully gone and picked up trash regardless of anybody organizing anything. And because of him, a lot of our neighborhood looks way better than it actually would. But if he wasn't picking up the trash, but Marcellus just mentioned that if we do decide to wait till April, we might need to anticipate it getting pretty trashy by then. And I
Well,
know
not
there've been
necessarily. Not necessarily. Call DPW and make them do their job. I mean, we could get up the little small, the cups and the trash that people throw out of their window when they ride along the streets, but they don't recognize us because we don't speak up. We have to speak up. The ATL 311, the big couches and the sofas and the furniture, that's their job. They assure us that, hey, Kiana, we will come and pick that up. Now, the next day you may see it back out again. They have other um um ticket numbers that they have to work through, but call ATL 311 first, and then everybody else, like we, pretty much normally do, just pick up what's around in your area. I do it all the time. I mean, Miss Sutton gave me her little picker, and it's like I'll pick it up her yard, mine, the abandoned property next door, across the street. We're all gonna have to do a little something around our own home, but make these people do their job. Please make them do that. You can call Cold Busters, um, Cold Busters DCP at AtlantaGA.gov. If you see people working on houses and you think like, I don't think they have a permit, send them to Cold Busters. And if you see big, piles of trash where a lot of these investors come and they don't use the containers, they'll just dump it at the corner of, let me see, what is it, dump spot? The corner of Carver and, no, the corner of Hyacinth and, can't think of the other name of the street, but that's a big dumping spot. Another one is on Swanee, where Mr. Blasgame used to clean up. Now the little stuff, we can pick that kind of stuff up, but the big tires and the couches and the chest of drawers and stuff, please don't go out, trying to remove any of that stuff. Make them do their job, because they say that's what we're here for. When you all call, we're going to come out. It's our job to come out. But if you call one day and, like you say, you'll see it, like the kid was saying, you'll call and then they'll just dump that, that following day. Understand and know that they'll have to get circled back around to us, because they're handling other tickets in the city. And also DPW was down, I think they're supposed to be operating with 150 people. And during the first stint of COVID, they went down to, I think, 80 or 60. And when it got really bad with Omicron, they went down to, this came out of Commissioner Wiggins' mouth, 20 people. But now they're actually like in the process of building back up, hiring people. So let's make them do their job first. We can do our job too, picking up around on our own streets and, wherever we see trash. But the big stuff, please don't go out trying to attack, that stuff by yourselves, and we can make them do their job because they're doing their job in other parts of the city. So, not to cut you off, like kid, but yeah, Mr. Blossomgame, he cleaned up like every day. I mean, to now, I don't want to say he can't clean anymore, but he's like, ill now. So
Madam Chairman, because
mhm.
we have some new members, I think the DPW, you need to specify that's Department of
Oh,
Public Works,
acronyms. I'm sorry. Yeah,
acronyms, yes, Department of Public
Department.
Works, so they'll understand.
Yeah, Department of Public Works. And I'm sorry, I'm just acting like everybody should know this. But Department of Public Works is responsible for the trash pickups, the brush pickup, and the was is yard debris, trash, and it's one more. Um, come on, Keon, recycle. That's their job to do that. So the number you should call is ATL 311, or you can go to the website and type in ATL 311. Derek, I don't know what this is you put out.
That is, if you are registering for, Excella is the way that if you do a Code Busters email, that you can follow the actual code, like they actually investigate it, and you'll be surprised. They do investigate them, but sometimes you'll be disappointed in the resolution, but at least it gives you a way to follow it. So I put that on because that particular, those of you who are web savvy, register for the Excella access because it allows you to, again, the code enforcement, the Crime Stoppers, which is more the code enforcement, and it's confusing.
Yeah, it
So
is.
311, if you're doing, it's like for like Department of Public Works, that's like if you have the need to have a street swept or brush on a city property cut back, or in something in the right of way, or a cracked sidewalk, or some maintenance issue. Maintenance is typically 311 maintenance. The only thing 311 is not maintenance if you have a pad call, which is a police alternative diversion. But typically you would want to call in those situations because you want to talk to someone and get something followed up on. And this is what I remember. So maintenance is typically 311, but a violation of code is typically Code Busters. And Code Busters is the easiest way to access that. And that will be typically an enforceable action where it requires code enforcement or sometimes even police to follow up on those kind of calls. So if you don't know, just my rule of thumb is if you do 311 and you don't see an option that applies to your situation, it's probably Code Busters. Code Busters would be something like working on the house without a permit, cars in the right of way, broken down cars in the yard. In some of y'all may not know this, but in the city of Atlanta, if you have a car with no tag that's not registered, if that car is not in if I'm not mistaken, a garage or some other physically covered, i.e. like a carport, I don't think it could be in a carport, I think it's be closed up in a garage. If it's not registered, they can come on your private property and give it a citation. That doesn't mean the police are going to do that, but they can. And they can ask you to move that car off that property. So if if it's excessive, like, it's obviously a junkyard because some people have been using their property as junkyards. If you see an abandoned house or abandoned property and there's a car sitting in the back, call on those kind of cars because that house is abandoned and need to sit there. Houses that they're not properly boarded up. That typically, that's when you try 311. If it's down 311, you can go to Code Busters. But a lot of the things, and if you don't know, the most important part is to report it. Because if it's the wrong one, they tell you, then you can always go back and fix the reporting. Because if you email, especially if you keep a written record. So one of the problems we're having is that, and we get told this a lot by both the police and those who work in code enforcement and permit enforcement, is that y'all neighborhood is quiet. So we're not making enough noise.
Right. So don't, and I'm not being funny, we could clean up like around our own houses and our next door neighbors and across the street or whatever from us adjacent. But I would rather us start using our political power, call these people and make them do their job. Because it's not a lot of calls. You only get 2 calls, a month. It's like Really? So make them do their job. They said, we don't mind coming. It's our job. That's what we're supposed to do. So call them first. Please, please. I can't stress it enough. Please call ATL 311 and send it. I send everything to Code Busters. I let them tell me, no, this doesn't go to Code Busters. It belongs to here, here, here. Anything I see, Code Busters. Any and everything. And I put the second connection was the right one. Code Busters DCP at atlantaga.gov.
Just do it. I mean, if you think somebody did it, I was just showing you how to, to access the system on the screen earlier, but if you just think it's wrong, just put it in there. It don't matter how many times we report it. Because then we can always follow up. You can actually on the Excel system find out. On the Code Buster side, again, I can find out if I look up the address, how many times it's been reported. And we have an address right now on Watley that the house should be clean and closed. Somebody came and said there were no violations found. And then 3 adult men sitting in the house that's been boarded up with no electricity, no plumbing, nothing. It's just a
right. Squatting in the house is 219 Watley Street, Atlanta, Georgia 30314.
Right. So now, and I don't think anybody wants to go home to a house that should be vacant next to you. You don't know who's in the house next door. So those things, no matter how many times you report it, please report it. I mean, because now that somebody's been investigated for saying that something was right when it wasn't.
Then it develops a like a system of tracking. It develops a tracking system. They can't say, well, these hills or whatever, nothing's going on over there because we only got 2 calls. We have to build our numbers up. Our senses need to start building. So yeah, we love Mr. Blossom Game for clean. He kept it clean, but call these people and make them do their job because a lot is at stake. We actually got rezoned because we didn't get a lot of 911 calls. Now everybody know good and well at some point somebody gonna speed, or we got people speeding up and down the street, or just anything. These hills not getting a lot of now. People was not calling 911. So when it was time to like restructure and redraw lines, what happened? Half of our police precinct got moved to another zone. Why? Oh, well, they get 2,000 911 calls a day when people with us over here in these hills where nobody calling 911. So what they think they're gonna say that nothing's going on, but we all know that's something different. They're gonna use like stats and paperwork against us. So I go back to we love Mr. Blossom Game. He cleaned up for years and years and years. Yes, we need to keep our own area clean, but we need to make the city do their job. It's their job. Their job. So any questions or comments? All right. Can I get a motion to adjourn at 7:43 p.m.?
Ben Norman makes a motion to adjourn the meeting at 7:43 p.m.
Is there a second?
Antoinette Sutton, I second the motion.
All right. It's been properly motioned and second. The meeting is adjourned officially. I guess we could hang out for a little while, talk if need.